Your logic on God or from any proposition of merit on God?
Yeah, all from the proposition that coherentism is true.
What's the argument for that?
Well, the argument for that would just be that all other views fail to account for justifications, at least as well as coherentism.
What's the argument?
Yeah, all the other views on justification fail to account for true justified beliefs, at least as well as coherentism.
I don't think I've ever heard someone say JTB like out of order.
True justified beliefs, twin. Ooh, voice
justified
crack.
My bad.
beliefs.
I'm like eating and walking across my house. So my bad.
Is that a
Bro, that voice crack, like, it was probably gonna crack the fucking, I don't know, a mirror in my bedroom. Like, holy fuck.
what theory? What exact, like, when you say account for justified beliefs? Like, I need the mechanics there.
What do you not
Troll,
understand?
bro. What the fuck?
What do you not understand? Belief, true.
Like, are you saying justification? Are you saying justification just equals the membership in like a maximally coherent belief system?
Well, justification would be what grants the ability to have at least beliefs with respect to being like, I guess, like, what's the word? I don't know, making sense. I think without justification, you wouldn't have that. If that's what you're asking, I don't really know what your question's asking.
Are you just asking him to like define justified belief?
No, not necessarily. Like, that's not the theory of justification, right? That's just a vague description of what you would hope justification does there. Simply put, all I'm saying is that you're moving from using the term and then you're hand waving the term, which is the problem I'm having. You said justification lets beliefs make sense. Like, what does make sense mean in your system?
What you're asking me what justification does? Like, I don't really understand what you're asking me. It sounds like kind of like I don't know what the. Am I like not understanding something?
I'm not.
Like,
Yeah, I'm not.
Rancho, do you understand what the question he's
Wait,
asking?
are
is?
you just? Wait,
I'm not
are you
asking
just
him.
for
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not
semantic
asking him.
reduction?
I'm not asking. No, I'm not asking him to. I'm not asking what justification does. I'm asking what makes something justified in his system.
Wait,
Oh,
that's his
okay.
answer.
Yeah. What makes something justified is just insofar as it coheres with a set of other beliefs.
As insofar as it coheres with a set of other beliefs, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, a belief is justified insofar as it coheres with a set of other beliefs. So I think I have two problems with that. First, obviously, coheres how? Because obviously you're invoking coherence relation, but you're not really specifying the rule governing that there. Because is coherence some form of logical consistency or like probabilistic fit, or maybe like some inferential shit there, right? Because obviously those are different relations.
Yeah, are you asking me what coherence means? Like what like what does it mean for something to cohere?
Am I asking? Not necessarily, no. I mean, yeah, you can answer that, I guess, sure.
Well, yeah, there's four conditions: resilience to revision, logical consistency, probabilistic support, and then inferential depth.
Inferential depth?
That's right.
Yeah, okay. I don't think that, like, that doesn't even, like, say, okay. Honestly, I think all those things just make the framework kind of unstable because you're just giving four different coherence conditions. And you're aware of that, right?
Just so we're clear, like, any philosopher ever that's a coherentist accepts the four coherence conditions. Like, I didn't make those up, by the way.
I don't really give a fuck. I don't think that
you're saying like
really
you're making these coherence conditions, and then the view seems unstable. Like, I didn't.
Wait, I just want to ask real quick: what's the problem with having like multiple conditions?
Because he just said, oh, the coherentist philosophers there, they accept those four conditions, right? That's not justification of the theory. That's just a sociological claim about the philosophers and how they're saying it.
That's not what I asked, though. I'm saying, what would be the problem with having multiple conditions?
Well, is he saying that the framework is correct because philosophers accept it?
No, what the fuck? That's a tracking error.
Okay, if that's not what you're saying, or maybe because the framework actually generates justified beliefs, obviously, right?
No, I'm just saying you made it seem like an issue that he had multiple.
Yeah, you're so confused. Look, I'm not saying that.
I just extrapolated and I exhausted what I meant by what I said.
Just so we're clear, I was like in the middle of a sentence, so calm down. But basically, what I was saying is that these are what justifies a belief with respect to coherentism, and then you want to investigate that view. But if you're asking me, well, why these four coherence conditions? Like, I don't really know what you're trying to ask me, so I'm not really understanding.
Okay, So obviously, I'm not asking you to invent the conditions. Obviously, I'm asking what makes the standards of justification in your framework, right? Right now, all you're doing is two different things, and you're sliding in between those things, and I'm having a problem with that. That's why I keep on flagging it. The first thing you said is that
What are
these
those two
four.
things?
The first thing you said that I don't know why you're interrupting me. These because I'm obviously getting into that. The first thing that you said was, "Oh, these four conditions justify belief under coherentism." I think that's fine, right? But that's just a description of the theory. I don't want a description of the theory. I don't really care for that. But earlier, obviously, your claim was stronger than that, where you said coherentism that accounts for justification or justified beliefs better than rivaling views. There's no longer even a description there. Obviously, that's coherentive. That's like some form of comparative justification, obviously, that you're doing, like
Well,
about
yeah,
the belief itself
I'm just
or
saying
about the theory itself.
all the other views fail. Yeah.
All the other views fail.
Yeah.
Okay. Like the reason I have a problem with that is like obviously, so the two layers there, obviously layer one is that your theory says belief are justified when they satisfy those four like coherence conditions, right? Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
And then layer two, you'd say like you're claiming that that the theory itself is superior to rival accounts of justification, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the argument for that?
Well, the argument for that is just that all the other views fail. We can go through them if you'd like. It's deductive.
It's deductive.
Yeah,
Like,
we can go through the other views if you want.
I think like the process of elimination. I mean, sure, why not?
Okay, so what view do you want to talk about first? What other view do you think might account for justification better than
I mean,
coherentism?
but before we even get there, like when you say all the other views fail, and then like obviously you're saying coherentism wins there, right? I think that would only work if like there's a like if a specific inference rule is like even doing the work there. Would you
Yeah,
agree?
obviously it's a disjunctive syllogism, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like I don't know. Like either coherentism is true or
What rule
some other theory
licenses
of
that?
justification is true.
Yeah, what rule licenses this step there?
What? What?
What rule licenses the step?
What is that even asking?
Yeah, because are you saying like if every rival like account fails, then the remaining account is justified, right? Because the
Yeah. Well,
rule
no.
will
It's
only
not
work on
justified. Well, it's justified insofar as the
it's not
coherence.
justified, but it's justified.
No, I'm saying what you're saying is false, rather that there's another condition. Well, yeah, I mean, if we see that coherentism, or at least the coherence conditions, end up meeting the criteria for a justified true belief, then yeah. And then we say, well, the other views are also false. Like, obviously, if there was two views that both accounted for justification, then I wouldn't be like, yeah, coherentism, right? Because they both account for it equally. But I'm saying that there's a factor of these views not accounting for it, and then coherentism also accounting for it.
I think right now your reasoning just assumes that the set of like epistemology theories is exhaustive, right? And then exactly one of them must succeed. But why should either of those be true?
What? Sorry, what'd you say?
Your rule or your set of reasonings, obviously, it presupposes that the set of epistemology, the set of epistemology theories there is exhaustive. And then the second thing that it obviously assumes is that exactly one of them from that set must succeed. But I'm asking, like, why should either of those things or even those statements be true? Because obviously you're not really ruling out like hybrid theories or unknown alternatives or maybe partial accounts or even like the pluralist frameworks there. So elimination obviously doesn't even force your conclusion there. Like I think the second problem is also like
It
if the
does,
rival.
because that's what I just explained to you. If coherentism accounts for justified true beliefs and other views don't, then coherentism is true. I haven't seen a case, or at least haven't heard of a case, in which coherentism doesn't go through, so I have no reason to believe it's false. And then in addition to that, the other views all seem false.
Okay, I mean, like that's. I don't think that's defense for the view because like obviously you're shifting your argument into are you saying like you
That's
haven't
what
seen
I've
a
been
case?
saying the entire
Wait,
time.
wait,
Nobody's
are you?
shifting
Wait, that's just shift. Are you saying you haven't seen a case where coherence is false or fails?
Yeah, coherentism. I haven't seen a case in which coherentism fails.
You think that's justification for coherentism?
It's probability raising in comparison to the other views.
Probability raising in comparison to other views?
Wait, Ken, you don't think no CM inferences are generally going to be probability raising?
Like if you like he's obviously saying that the connection between coherence and truth is probability raising, but
Wait,
that means that the
coherence
engine.
isn't a theory about truth.
No, that's not what I said. He's saying the connection between coherence and
No,
truth is
he's
probability
making a
raising.
no-CM inference from. He's just making a no-CM inference. You just
A
think
no CN inference.
no-CM inference.
Oh, buddy.
Obviously, that just means that the engine of his theory is not even about coherence itself.
Wait, so are
It's
you
probability
rejecting Noseium
confirmation.
inferences?
Noseium inferences.
Yes.
Exhaustive view.
What?
Exhaust.
Exhaust the view? Is that
Exhaust. What you mean by that?
You don't you don't
Bro,
know
what
the
is
Noseium
this new
inferences?
fucking tech, bro? Yes,
Wait, give him.
exhausted.
Wait. Give him the example of the elephants in the stadium.
Bro,
dude.
a Noseium
That
inference is
was
like
Exhaust
wait,
now.
this is like intro level inferences. There's no, it's just
Exhaust
Dude,
now.
give him the example, dude. Give him the
It's just
example of the
saying
elephants in
that-
the stadium.
it's just saying that because we don't see X, that's probability raising that X doesn't exist, or with respect to like sensory input and stuff like that. And then in addition to that, you could give like an example of nobody's seen a unicorn or nobody's observed a unicorn, so there's probably not a unicorn, and then that's probably probability.
No steam inferences are probabilistic. I thought they were like
Well,
an if
there's
then.
two sort of
Do
formulations.
you think that secures coherentism?
The first the first sort of formulation is like the strong one, where you're like, if I don't see X, then that favors X, like negation X. Then there's like the weak formulation, which is like, if I don't see X, that's evidence for negation X.
Okay.
All right. Well, I take the strong one because I'm based.
That's right.
The logic. Do you think that like secures coherentism?
I think it's probability raising. I just said that. Can you track?
Do you think it secures coherentism?
I'm gonna repeat
kinda
the
like
same thing I
slobber, like, what
repeated
the
to
fuck?
you fucking 3 times. I think it's probability raising.
Okay. So obviously that's your
10,
detection
wait,
condition.
10.
So wait,
Do
hold
you
on. I don't know
agree-
why you're interrupting me.
Do
I
you
don't know why you're
agree
interrupting me.
that if
So
we can't
you're not gonna
take
okay,
like
listen, relax.
say
So
5
listen.
views and we find
So
out that
obviously-
we lower the probability for
So obviously,
4
are you saying the
views,
Noseium?
and then we
hold
raise
on.
the
Why is
probability
this nigga still
for
talking?
one of the views?
You gotta relax.
At that
You gotta
point,
relax.
it seems
You
like
gotta
maybe
relax.
we should accept
You
the
gotta relax.
probability of
You
the
gotta
one
relax.
view, and which is
You
higher,
gotta
right?
relax.
And then
You
maybe
gotta
reject the
relax.
4 views that we
You
lowered
gotta
the
relax.
probability
Why are
for.
you
Do you
still
agree with
talking?
that?
Why are you still talking? So why should the failures of coherentism, right? Or why should failures of coherentism be detectable in like the way that you're assuming them?
Yeah, that's what I just explained, but you were probably spurging out while I was speaking. I
I
don't
was
know. I turned
spurging
my
out?
volume down because I know you're
You
kind of a
turn your
spur. So
volume down?
I'm going to just go ahead and explain the exact same thing I just explained again, which I really didn't want to do. So let's take 5 views, and then let's take 4 of these views and lower the probability of these views being true. And then, well, let's say we raise the probability of the 5th view. We could probably make some sort of like Occam's razor case, or even, some case like that where we see that that's probably true, or at least it's probability raising for that view. And then that's probably the view we should accept, assuming it has no external issues.
You done? Okay. I mean, obviously.
Am I done answering your question? Yes, I am done answering your question.
Okay.
That was rhetorical, bro.
So I think that assumes that like a probability distribution over theories and the rule for updating it, obviously. So we can obviously slow down. Like the first question is like essentially like the first question I'd ask you is like, what probability model are you even using there?
It works under any probability model. It doesn't matter.
Like, why is that the case? What do you mean by that?
Well, yeah, because I'm pretty sure that any like theory of probability or whatever wants to say that a reason counting in disfavor of some doxastic belief. Well, if we have something like that, then they probably want to say that lowers the probability of it being true. And then
Hold on. That's like way too strong. Because like obviously you just said that the inference works under any probability model, right? And then that's just already false because different probability frameworks treat theory.
Wait, what
treat
inference?
theory
Are you referring
comparisons
to the
very
Noseium
differently.
inference there?
Yes.
Well, the Noseium inference is lowering the probability with respect to anything because it's a reason counting in disfavor. So yeah.
Obviously, when you say that inference works under any probability model, different probability frameworks obviously treat theory comparisons very differently there. So simply put, probability models are not interchangeable. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Are you saying they are interchangeable?
I'm not saying they're interchangeable. Rather, just that some things can work under multiple probability models, and I
Do you
think
think this is very? Do you think this works under like the Bayesian?
yeah, I think no-seam inferences obviously work under Bayesian probability.
Wait, so in Bayesian probability, the probability raising obviously depends on the priors and the likelihoods, right? So in prior differ, like if the priors differ, obviously like two rational agents can evaluate the same evidence and reach opposite conclusions there. So the elimination, the elimination move, that doesn't even like when you're eliminating things, the elimination there that you're trying to use, it doesn't even universally force one theory to win there.
No, it does, because we have our priors and then we update our priors based on the no-seam inference. That just sounded so confused.
No, that's no, that's bad, because that still relies on the machinery that you're not even stabilizing. Because obviously you're saying, oh, we have the priors and we update the priors, and that's based on the evidence, right? Okay, but that's obviously straight Bayesian updating. Simply put, your argument now depends on three fucking components: prior over epistemological theories, and then likelihoods given the evidence, and then Bayesian updating. So the engine that you're even using, the machinery that you're even using, is not even coherentism. The engine is Bayesian confirmation theory. You're very confused on
No,
what you're
it's
talking about.
not. You brought up Bayesian probability, and then I said, well, yeah, it works under Bayesian probability. And so we started talking about that. I didn't commit myself to Bayesian probability. I just explained how your, your objection is just stupid. That's all I did. And then, well, now you can give me another theory of probability, and we can maybe talk about that.
No, that's like...
I never committed myself to saying,
you just said, okay,
sure.
even if you're saying you're not
said
committed to Bayesian theory, but obviously you're using the Bayesian updating to defend the inference.
No, I'm not using it. You're the one who brought it up. You said, okay, does it work under Bayesian probability? And I explained to you how it does work under Bayesian probability, but I didn't commit myself or justify anything with Bayesian probability. I don't know what you're not understanding. Look, I said it would work under any theory of probability. And you said, well, what about Bayesian probability? And I said, okay, so we explained how it would work under Bayesian probability. I never fucking agreed or committed myself to Bayesian probability.
So coherentism is not licensed under this?
What? What does that even mean?
His pillow's wet when he wakes up every morning because he slobbers all night.
Yeah, what is this guy talking about?
If you're considerably confused, obviously the issue isn't really that you're... Obviously, you think that the issue is not that. Like, you're very, very confused. Like,
it's not what?
The issue is not that I'm very, very confused. Then what is the issue?
Okay, so obviously, your reasoning...
Okay, so that is a dodge from the question, by the way.
The rival theories fell, right? You're saying, first, the rival theories fell. Then second, I'll recapitulate your point just so you can say I'm not tracking. So listen, the rival theories fell is what you're saying, right? And then you're saying the coherentism satisfies the criteria there. And then therefore, coherentism is the view we should accept, or is it true?
I'm saying that we should accept coherentism because it best accounts for justified true beliefs.
We should accept coherentism because what?
Because it best accounts for justified true beliefs.
Okay, so if you're saying, oh, it best accounts for justified true beliefs there, then obviously the problem is that the inference only works if a very specific theory selection there, that rule of theory selection there, is doing the work there, and you're not stating it. You just said, oh, we should accept coherentism because it best accounts for true beliefs, right? That obviously assumes the principle that the theory that best explains the phenomenon there should be accepted.
True belief is different than a justified true belief?
Are you asking me that?
No.
I'm asking this guy because he just said it
why am I
best accounts
talking
for
to you?
true beliefs, and that's a straw man.
Wait. Do you remember the rule that I said? Do you remember the principle that I said he's assuming?
Does that answer my question?
Yeah,
do you remember the principle that I said?
The Bayesian framework.
Is your question arithmetically sound?
This guy, bro.
Oh, wait, okay. Is laughing obfuscating from it? Is that like some fucking tactic? Wait, is that a tactic? Is that a tactic niggas are using instead of answering the question?
Wait,
logic. So anyways,
how does Bayesian updating work? How does
Bayesian...
Yeah. Wait,
how does
Bayesian updating?
Yeah, I already explained that earlier. You weren't talking.
Wait, anyways. 10, I think...
Logic.
Can we get a muzzle on the dog real quick? Can we get a muzzle on the dog real quick?
Logic,
so here's where I'm going to
why are you talking over me?
proverbially put my hand on your shoulder, and I'm going to tell you, look, man, debating's not for everyone. Maybe hit the books a little bit.
Why are you doing these tactics instead of actually debating it?
Because
Why are you doing
because
these
I don't know.
tactics
You're
instead of
asking
debating
me
me?
like stupid questions. You just asked him if his fucking
Why are you
questions
doing these tactics
esoterically
instead of
sound.
debating me?
Okay, yeah,
Why are
just
you
go
doing
ahead
these
and just
tactics
go
instead
ahead
of
and give an
debating me?
objection. Just give an
Why are you
objection.
doing these
Just
tactics
give an
instead of
objection.
debating me?
Just give an
I already
objection.
gave you an objection. So listen,
No,
it
no, no, you
assumes a
actually
principle.
haven't given
Wait,
me an
wait, wait,
objection
wait,
yet.
wait,
Just
wait.
so we're
Hold on.
clear.
Can you stop talking? Can you stop talking? Okay, anyways. So obviously what you're doing assumes a principle. Obviously the theory that best explains the phenomenon should be accepted there. That's not coherentism. That's the inference to the best explanation.
No, no, no. That's okay, okay, okay. I think you're a little bit confused. So you're saying inference to the best explanation with respect to choosing that coherentism is true, but that's not saying that, inference to the best explanation is the best for justifying a belief. That doesn't make any sense.
Who the fuck said that?
No, no, no. You didn't say it. You're just obviously confused by whatever the fuck you just said. That's like
Yeah, the
obviously the
distinction that you're
implication of what you
making.
just said.
Yeah, the distinction that you're making is really, really fucking stupid because it doesn't even rescue the inference. Do you think that rescues the
Well,
inference?
here, maybe you should ask him, does he take
Wait,
a
why is this
strong
guy
or a
talking
weaker
to me
sense of
again?
coherence?
Yo, why is this guy talking to me again? You're very confused. Stop talking to me. So, anyways, I just think the distinction that you made, it just confirms the structure that I already pointed out, that I was already talking about. The inference to the best explanation is used to decide, obviously, which theory of justification is correct. Let's say fine to that, right? Those are two different levels there. The other thing that you were mentioning too, right? So obviously, so obviously that just means that your argument now actually obviously has two layers. The first layer is obviously a meta level and rule theory, obviously, where you say, oh, we choose the epistemology there that it best explains the justified true belief. And layer two is obviously that the first order epistemology there, that theory recommends once chosen there, obviously. So yeah, nigga, like you're right about the
Bro,
distinction,
Yeah,
but that doesn't even remove
bro,
the
you
pressure.
gotta
Yeah,
stop
That
I'm
saying
doesn't even remove the
obviously,
pressure.
man.
yeah,
So you're
I'm
very, very
ready. Yeah,
confused.
yeah, yeah. I'm ready to move to conclusions.
You're very, very confused. Obviously,
Yeah,
because
yeah. 10, can we move to conclusions?
the argument for coherentism still depends on the meta level abductive rule. Would you
Wait,
not agree?
are you ready to move to conclusions? Yes or
Can
no?
you answer that? Can you
Wait,
answer that?
are you a fucking
Okay,
inductive
are
Can
you
you
ready
answer
to
that?
move to
Are
conclusions?
you gonna
Yes or
answer
no?
that?
I'll ask
Are you
again
gonna
for
answer
the
that?
idiot.
Are you gonna answer the question?
I don't know what your question was because you babbled for like 12 minutes
Okay,
straight.
I'm
Can
gonna
you
ask the
just
question
tell me,
again.
are you ready to move to
Or I'm gonna ask the
conclusions?
question again. Ask
If you,
your
wait,
question
10,
for
10
you.
to 10. 10,
So
if you really,
listen.
wait, 10, if
So
you really
listen.
think
So
you look good in
listen.
this
So
conversation,
listen.
then you would happily move to conclusions because you think that you're winning. So why don't we just move to conclusions if
All right,
you
you can
really
conclude.
think
You
you
can
look good in
conclude.
this conversation?
You got blown out. You can conclude.
Okay, great. I'm ready to move to conclusions.
But is that question aesthetically sounded? You
Yeah.
need to
That's
think
right.
about that before you ask
Okay,
the
so
question.
my
Yo.
conclusion.
Do you know
So
what arithmetics are? You know what arithmetics are? Yeah. Define arithmetics, right? Go
I
on.
thought we were moving
Give
to
me
conclusions.
give me an exhaustive
In
account
other
of
words, you're
arithmetic
trying
logic.
to
Yo, now
press
he's on
me on
mute. Now he's
arithmetic.
still
So
on mute.
that's
I'm not
just
talking to you,
amazing.
logic. You're lost.
That
Now
didn't
he is
help
on mute.
anything. Okay,
Give me an
great. So
exhaustive account
now
on
I
arithmetic
didn't know I
logic
was
right
looking.
now.
Okay,
Give me an
great.
exhaustive
So
account
I'm
on
gonna go
arithmetic
ahead and
logic
give
right
my
now.
conclusion because the low tier did say I could give my conclusion. So I guess first I just want to address the initial Nosium inference I made about not seeing a reason to reject coherentism. And so we talked about that, but at least I talked about that, and he was giving me some stupid objections. I don't really know what those were trying to say. And then, he then moved on to Bayesian probability and then also got blown the fuck out on that point. So that was pretty fucking bad. Also, I'll happily get any judge in this entire fucking live that's competent. And I guarantee you, any of them will say I won because you're a fucking idiot. And so now I'm going to proverbially put my hand on your shoulder again and tell you the same thing I told you earlier because you probably weren't tracking. So here's where I proverbially put my hand on your shoulder and tell you, look, man, debating's not for everyone. Maybe just hit the books a little bit. And yeah, I'll concede the rest of my time.
Okay. So obviously my bad. Anyways, so obviously like so your conclusion obviously essentially hold on, I'm getting a call. Wait.
Maybe we don't get the obvious point.
Obviously.
Yo, real quick, August, does anyone that I know, like Mundane or them, have live Ricks?
That was so
Obviously,
weird.
bro. Obviously.
Obviously, the moderator.
Could I get live Ricks real quick?
Hold on. I'm giving
Yeah,
conclusion.
yeah, hold on.
Okay, so anyways, the argument for coherentism is obviously never actually goes through. He never actually provided an actual justification for coherentism. The whole case relied on the claim that coherentism best accounts for justified true beliefs there, obviously. So, but That only matters if there's a rule that says the theory with the best explanation should be accepted as true. And that rule was never defended. He never defended that, and he never accounted for that. So without that rule, obviously, all we would have is that the argument doesn't even establish coherentism. He's very confused in the conversation. So all that really says is that, oh, it just says coherentism currently looks attractive compared to some rivals, sure. But that's not like deriving anything about the view or of the view there. So it's just a preference ranking. He's just ranking the preference that he has there, based on like from an unstated theory selection rule there. Obviously, there's multiple theories that he's not accounting for. So that's not, obviously, until that rule is even justified. The conclusion that coherentism is correct coherentism is a correct account of justification, is the correct account of justification, doesn't even follow. That's my conclusion.
Okay, now that we're done with that, I'm just going to say one more thing real quick. Well, first, I just want to flag that he did stutter in his conclusion. I didn't know if he was still nervous or something. And then, in addition to that, I guess I don't know if you gave me live Rex, but if you could, I appreciate that. And then, in addition, does anyone...
You're not following me, but I could send it to you.
I did follow you. I just followed you. Actually, yeah, just send it to me. That's chill.
What's the second question?
We can have any competent debater. We can have Ben. We can have Rancho. We can have we can have Plasma. We can have K. He's in the comments.
You can just mention trash on trash on trash on trash.
Oh, we have Bridge. He can give a verdict. Who else is in here that's like competent?
This guy just said trash, bro. Come on, dude.
Those are the people that can give a verdict. Are you okay with any of them, 10?
Bro, unironically,
is Jose requesting
the inference of the best explanation.
Yo, by the way, 10, I did just give you the people I'd be accepting a verdict from. So, are you okay with any of those people? And also, any of the people I just named in which you responded with their trash, they'd be happy to debate you as well, because you're an idiot.
They'd be happy to debate me?
Yeah, that's right.
Any one of the people I just named.
You know that. CH is my son.
Wait, hold on. Say on God, Dean and Court didn't come up there and bully you on what you were saying to CH.
Bro, 10, you were one of the fucking
judges.
Say
on God.
You judged in my... Okay, Court...
Yeah, I judged in your favor out of high row because you got fucking eviscerated in certain points. It was embarrassing.
Wait, okay, I just wanted to flag that the thing that Court and Dean told me was the fact that I gave the embedding problem in a poor way, and CH couldn't even contend.
And you were very confused on what you were saying.
And then also, 10, did you say that Bridge was whatever? Do you think Bridge is...
I never thought Rancho lost. I just thought how he explained the Frege gauge problem was confused.
Yeah, I never said that you said he lost. I'm just saying that they said you were confused.
Okay, and then
you didn't you went high. You went rel with CH. That's really bad.
10. Do you think that Bridge is good enough to give a verdict on?
I think Bridge is definitely competent. Do I know if he was actually like tracking? No.
No. Bridge was.
I wasn't listening.
Oh, you were. I thought you were.
I just heard something funny from both of y'all, but no, okay. I wasn't listening. But wait, if you guys want to debate. I could actually give a judgment if you guys want to debate again. Like
I can't. Yeah, I can't talk to
I can. Wait,
you want another loss?
Are you
interested
in debating about Bayesianism?
Debating about Bayesianism?
Yeah.
Whatever prop, bro. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Bro, I'm not. It's in regards to your previous conversation when you made claims about being a fucking abductive skeptic.
Wait. When did I say I was an abductive skeptic?
When you said that. You're skeptical that IBE means that we should.
You're on Jesus Christ. I never said the word skeptical.
Yeah, obviously you didn't say it. It's just an entailment of what you said.
Alexia, I followed you, by the way.
When you rejected his argument.
Wait, this guy's talking about erotetics, but he doesn't know that there's presuppositions to questions? Wait, what?
Hold on, 10, you, look. You said you're skeptical of his account of the inference he made. And the inference he made was an abductive case. You could have attacked the abductive case itself rather than questioning the inference. The inference was like very clear.
And just want to flag, this guy's talking about erotetics without like knowing that questions have presuppositions. That's kind of insane. Want to flag that.
Wait,
Rancho, give me any proposition you're willing to defend, little bro.
You're just gonna swiftly
move past that. Why don't you defend one time?
I asked you, gang.
I asked you, gang. Well, I'm asking you to defend the proposition.
Yeah,
so
I'll defend.
Rancho.
Yeah, I'll defend the Kolmogorov axioms, bro. Like, Do you know what those are, 10?
All right, bro. What's the argument, bro?
What's the argument?